Boom, baby.
Morning.
Morning. Here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Bob and Frank, episode number 11. Huge day today. We are talking about skill acquisition. How do you find a skill, figure it out, add it to the toolbox? That's what we're talking about today. Grego, what's new? How is the hockey development life? Or do you want to maybe go on a golf tangent? I know you had the mid-amateur. Anybody else
No.
play the mid-amateur this past week?
Yeah. You probably beat me if you did.
Hey, I shot 78 the other day. Would that have beaten you?
Yeah, it would have. It would have both days.
Not bad.
Yeah, good fun. Good fun. The hockey world, we're back at it. Back on the ice, trying to help the kids acquisite. That's got to be the word, right?
Acquire.
Yeah. Acquisite.
Love it. Yeah. How are they acquiring? What are they acquiring?
Well, they're acquisite
Ting.
on the ice. Today we did a little bit of how do you say? Body language.
Nice.
And fakes.
Body language in the game you're talking about, and
salesmanship.
Salesmanship. I talked about the eyes today. I was talking about salesmanship with the.
Yeah, we did. It is a little. We had to do it real basic at first, and then mix in a little bit of variation, get some opponents involved, get some games going on. You know how it goes.
Love the games. The games are the best part. You learn so much from them. They learn so much from doing. What a time.
That's how you acquisite.
So similar to last episode, we're going to get into some videos that break down in our progressions, show how we introduce, develop some hockey IQ within fundamentals, all that good stuff. We're going to go through some different videos like that. You have a video as well?
I do.
What are we watching there?
I did a poor job filming like this.
If anyone's out there in the Niagara region, Durham region, you're an aspiring social media manager and want to get into the filming, you reach out to us. And we need a guy because there should be a camera on at all times, as far as I'm concerned.
It would be nice.
Cold out there.
It is cold out there.
Gold.
Both. It's a tough gig to be out there just filming. You got to get the heart rate going. You do need a pair of gloves on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Good point.
Good. It's a tough gig. Hats off to the filmers out there. Let's see what you got here, Spinner. You've got a session to share.
Is my little we're up here. Let's get that going on. Is that humming? Okay, nice. Okay, classic. Shown this warm-up drill 25 times at least on the pod and in the 11 episodes. All of them for free. Can't believe it. But introducing, how do you say? Did you see that? You see that one right there? What do you call that? Boom. Look at that edge work.
That's a little Adge's little shimmy.
Watch the player in the white. Did they do it as well? Ooh.
I'm a big fan.
So same warm-up drill. Everybody knows it. It gets the session going. But you're introducing a little theme of a backwards weight shift. So we got the weight shift here. We got not good enough. We got to isolate it. So we're just doing some weight shifts here.
Definitely.
You can even see these are all relatively high-level players for their age. The balance, the push-off, the smoothness in the glide, everything's a work in progress. moved on to another drill that's, you know, the same thing, but just emphasizes again that balance, the weight in the foot on how to glide, the
These
posture.
are great executions, though. I've got to admit, these first two students you've shown.
Yeah, this was actually and good on them, because I definitely did not film very many clips, and just got a good one towards the end after I had given some teaching
Love this
for sure.
Is he pumping that inside edge with the knee down?
He is pumping.
Love it.
Pumping. I didn't actually specifically ask for the pump. I demonstrated or tried to demonstrate it just with the hold. But yeah, I know that feeling where you're kind of lost a bit of your speed or didn't have enough speed going into it that you start pushing. Good stimulus as well to load and push from there.
Sure.
But again, if you want to talk about free speed and you talk about the angle of the blade to the ice, like look how sharp it is here. Look how sharp the angle of the inside edge is as it's gliding here. The sharper you get, the tighter the turn can be. Like if you're doing a weight shift deke, the more you're able to drop and get your inside edge sharp, you're going to turn sharper. And you actually get like a little boost out of it as well. So if you see this angle here on the inside edge, it is so much sharper than what we saw in those previous clips. And I think when you're doing drills kind of like this, you can really drop your hip and get into a sharp angle. So if you watch here, the left hip starts to lower.
Yeah.
That sharp angle allows you to cut with your backward C cut there, or backward weight shift. You could definitely say here, like, it's well executed, 100%. But in terms of room for improvement, being able to drop the right hip to be able to get that left foot on a sharper angle, you're going to be cutting hard as you exit out of that move.
Takes a lot of balance and strength on those edges.
Yeah. Now, continuing with the same theme, exact same drill, but just adding a little ha-ha.
I love that.
Little ha-ha. Oh, look at those ankles. I always make a joke. That's a nice frame right there.
Yeah.
Like, what do you call this guy? And everybody says a bender. What these types of ankles and that internal rotation of the hip, that's a dangler.
It is a dangler.
To be able to get into those, boom, look at that.
Yep.
Yeah. Oops.
Great clip.
So, done a couple of different backward weight shifts. Now we're trying to work on managing time and space, where you're doing the exact same thing. You know, you'll see Kale my car, walking the blue, pulling this type of move off. I'd say every game. Close to make an argument that using this type of move every shift.
This move is killer.
Time and space, and figuring out how do I use this to open up passing lanes. How do I use it to make a fake? Is that the last one there? I wish I added a few more clips here. But yeah, exact same thing in a more of a game situation. I did another drill that was a basic. I've probably shown this on here as well.
Oh, love it. Clever whiteboard.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Clever whiteboard. So let's say we got some forwards in here, and I'll let somebody wheel around. I'll have two defense that are stepping in. Sometimes I'll make them turn in a weird way to make them flat-footed.
Yep.
For example, like curling this way and then having to reestablish their gap. I'll have the other two offensive players here. I'll have them curl, let's say, around the dot, both of them. And now this player's job is to gain the zone and try to use a bit of a pivot with their delay. I threw this in at the very end. I think I saw 2 reps where guys did a pivot and delayed, and actually both times they actually fed somebody in the high slot, which was nice to see.
Yeah.
But the majority of the reps, let's say it was like a 6-minute drill or 8-minute drill, they just came flying in and tried to make something happen, skating 100 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But again, nice to see a couple of repetition where guys were starting to figure it out, work on their delays, feeding guys in the high slot.
Love
great
it.
Finishing drill to start off with a little warm up with the weight shifts, isolate it, put it in a spot in the ice they can use it, have them manage their time and space, and then again just kind of throw a little hockey practice drill in, almost like a pop quiz, and see which kids are picking up what you're throwing down in the lesson.
See who can go from looking great in a isolated sequence to now it's a game situation. Who can actually do it? It's awesome.
Yep.
Would you say that the ones who get the fundamentals down so easily, are they always the ones who end up being so successful in those drills? Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's all good. Grego's got a phenomenal video here. I haven't actually watched it, but we got some absolute monsters out here. Look at these guys. Oh, there he is. I didn't know you had Christian Hansen at your skill session here. This guy put on the foil.
Oh, I can't wait to tell Walker you said that. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. I was not expecting that. Okay. Let's replay this and let's talk about this. So this is the exact same idea. We'll see if I can run through it.
Two and a half minute video here. This is huge.
So they just went forwards and they're trying to do a fake pass. Did you do a
warm-up drill before this?
You know what? We were all on the ice early. Like there was no one on the ice before.
Yeah.
So everyone, with the exception of one guy, was on the ice for 10, 20 minutes early. We were just skating around, shooting pucks and stuff. So everyone was warm.
Just threw him on the line.
Anyways, these guys are walking through, skating forwards and trying to do some fake passes. Then they went backwards, and they went forwards and backwards. Now they're doing crossovers and fake passes. And now they're doing a little mohawk because this player in the orange here, Leo, the Russian Rocket, is the Mohawk King. And he's Antonio Stranges. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I saw his highlight reel, and I remember I made that comment about how all of his highlights are the forehand side.
Yes.
I saw something recently. It had like 5 different highlight reel clips of his, and he's just ripping them to the forehand side.
I saw the highlight. That's why it's in my head, his name. Yeah. I saw it too. Yeah. You're absolutely right. It's all forehand. Yeah. Anyways, we missed the whole sequence of this practice here, but what's going on essentially? Yeah, that's a good spot. It's fine.
Let's go back to the Russian Rocket here.
Okay, so the Russian Rocket is ripping his mohawks. And anyways, he was supposed to be doing a little fake look off. We were just trying to get the head up, doing some basic skills for our warm up. This drill is skate backwards and look off to absolutely nobody, and then skate up the ice after you get the puck back and look off to nobody. Here's a version from the other side. And the whole idea is, I told them, do whatever you want, do whatever fake you want, do whatever pass you want. I just want to see you guys get your head up and look into open space. This one is sprint from the corner and go backwards. If you're a defenseman, go up to the blue line. If you're a forward like this guy, just go up to the top of the circle. And then do whatever you want and go take a quick shot on net. But you have to do something where you make a look off to nowhere.
Tell Nico he's got to get a little closer to the boards before he shoots.
Yeah, I will tell Nico that. Oh, man.
Love that guy.
Oh, yeah, good guy. And then here's Brar, a little mohawk
Was
release.
there any teaching point on attacking the dot line here?
No.
Were you yelling at Nico, buddy? Nobody's buying your fakes when you're.
There was a teaching point about you guys should be making your stop and then going to the net and stop with all these extra crossovers and swinging wide and stuff. But here's a little drill with just dump the puck in.
Excuse me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is this the Russian rocket?
This is the Russian rocket.
Watch the tempo. Watch the violence in the release.
Yes.
Like the way the hands just.
Yeah, I know. He's got an incredible release. He's a star. A great player. Anyways, we missed that drill, but the drill was basically a chance to apply the look-offs. It was a very easy setup.
Was the D trying hard or just?
The D was trying hard, but the forward had way too many options for failure.
Okay.
But it was just make some nice salesmanship. Now this one, there was more chance for failure. This one was skate up to the hash marks, and after you get to the hash marks, you can pass it to me, or you can go score yourself.
Okay.
But the defenseman is right there, and if you don't get that puck to me, or fake and go score yourself, you're doing push-ups. So they had a lot of fun with this. These guys all want to do push-ups. They're 18 to 20 years old, about to start season. And then, this one was just, we had 5 minutes at the end, and they were, again, push-up competition here. One guy has the puck and can shoot it or pass it, and the other guy has to shoot as well or not, or pass an exchange and reaction. Yeah. And, it was just a game about reacting and reading and trying to fool the other guy. And pretty much everyone was doing push-ups every single time, because with all the brain processing going on, they would just fumble the puck.
Yeah.
But it was good fun.
It's a nice theme of practice. To just try to work on the skill of using your eyes, using your look-offs.
Mm-hmm.
That's quality.
You could see it right from the start of practice. So I said, hey, go nice and slow down the ice, and we're just going to look off to this direction every time.
Yeah.
We're going to fake a pass.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they skate down the ice, and everyone's got their head down stick handling. It's like you take for granted what that skill really is. Like, hey, great hands. Can you do that with your head up or no?
Yep. I love it when guys in a one-on-one drill where there's no passing option whatsoever, they use a look-off, and it seems to work or distract the defender, and it's just hilarious to see that there's absolutely no one in the vicinity or possible to make a pass to, but you can still see a look-off move work to perfection.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a weapon. Great job by taking them through all those different progressions, and then again, I love it when you start doing the same thing, managing time and space, because it's a lot of the drills. I don't know. Let's say we're back to this stuff.
Yep.
These type of drills, you can do them. I think I'm a little bit too early here. You can do them with such young kids. I did this drill with probably like 6, 7, and 8-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard to turn. You can. There's obviously room for improvement.
Sure.
Even if you start doing it well, like these guys, you're talking about being more explosive with it and all that type of thing. You're still going to do it. But when you start doing drills, this type of stuff, you can do this at a really young age.
100% you can.
Learning how to use it with different, like, as the defenders are getting better year after year, and just figuring out how to use your time and space when you're using these skating maneuvers. I love working on that.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice that you had some progressions too where they were working on their look-offs, working on their playmaking. have to figure out how to use those skills to their advantage.
100%.
Should have flipped the camera here. That's a shame. All right. Well, we've showed off a couple of different skill practices, I would say.
Yep.
Is that fair? I think we did the same thing in the last episode. That's kind of. I feel like both of us are on a similar page with the way we're carrying our sessions.
Yeah, you should break that down and why we like to do it that way most of the time.
So we've talked about the warm-up drill for free. To get everyone moving and sweating in a session. Sometimes it's also very nice to do something competitive to start a practice. But to do something to start a practice where everyone breaks a sweat within like less than 10 minutes, I think that's huge. And I don't know, the sessions that I was showing, you mentioned how everyone was on the ice early and then you go to a line skate. A line skate's another beauty way to start a session, to just get a sweat going with young kids. Doing some work with fundamentals, because I mentioned how you could be a great player and you're doing the same thing as a 5-year-old kid, working on your inside edges type of thing. There's always time to work on your fundamentals. You've got to incorporate that in our practice. So whether that's with line skating or doing like a drill across the ice around circles, anything like that to work on skating fundamentals or stick handling or shooting, that's in our practices. I usually do that right after warm-up. Get into some isolated work and just have everybody getting reps.
Yep.
And then, I had a shooting drill in this progression that I showed. Not really a shooting drill, but they were coming out of the corner and doing the same skills that we're practicing, but just kind of reminding them, hey, like when you're on the half wall, this is an easy spot to use it. And then do drills where it's a 1-on-1, a 2-on-2, a 3-on-2, a hockey practice drill, but you remind them to do reps with the intention of practicing the skill they've done all day. You've been doing mohawks all day. You've been doing tight turns all day. You've been doing body contact, puck protection moves.
Yep.
That's what you want to see inside of the hockey practice drill. I don't want to see your favorite move that you do all the time. I want to see you try something that we've worked on today that might not be so much in your go-to toolbox right now, but you're developing it for another day.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it.
Yep. And I guess that's self-explanatory in how to lay it out practically as well.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on spending more time on one than the other? For example, I think we should do a hockey practice episode and talk about how a hockey practice is a little bit different than what we just said.
It's a lot. It's a lot different.
Yeah,
for sure.
What else was I gonna say? What about there's skill sessions that are probably a full 50 minutes of skating. Is there any age that you should be doing that more? Does it ever become irrelevant? I don't think it ever becomes irrelevant, but is there, let's say you're dealing with a U10 team or a U7 team or a U16 team, is it like, with those younger ages, do a full hour of skating skills. That'll have a huge benefit to them. U16, during the season with a hockey practice, are you going to do a full session that's just power skating to work on their stride and their pivot?
That's a good point. I would say that the first one, absolutely, the U10, no problem.
Yeah, it makes a big difference for them, even though they're not working on their game.
You could probably convince me that a U16 team can do a full hour of skating, but I probably wouldn't go that route.
Yeah.
Not pure skating in the sense of there's no competitions, there's no live action, to do a full hour of you are working on your skating at all times as an individual. That's a lot. That's a lot of skating at U16, I think.
Yeah.
There's so many nuances to, like, you were talking about the way you lay out your skills practice, the warm up, the small individual skills, and then slowly progressing into the point where they're playing hockey, but maybe you've put some parameters of them wanting to use stuff from today in the hockey. One thing I noticed today that I want to hear you talk about is we did a couple of drills where I overguessed where everyone was at, and I said, there's only six guys on the ice for this morning session I had. And I said, okay, we're going to do this drill. And really all I was looking for was, can you do it with your head up and sell a fake? And then the next part. And had to watch the drill immediately and just go to that drill I showed you where they were skating down the ice and doing a fake.
Yeah.
We started with make a fake, go backwards, make a fake, go forwards, make a fake, go backwards. Going backwards and forwards, and not pivoting, but switching to backwards, switching to forwards after you make a fake to the same boards every single time.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't be done as the first drill of the day.
Yeah.
It was absolutely, it was just brutal.
Yeah.
There was everyone had their eyes glued to the ice. No one was doing what I wanted out of it at all.
Yeah. I'd say that happens for me like probably every day.
Yeah, put a wrench in my game plan immediately.
Yeah, for sure. So what you're talking about is more, being able to handle the puck and being able to look. Because that was like the main thing that was screwing up.
Yeah.
But like, even some of those skating drills, some of them they're messing it up left, right, and center. But I don't even think reading them an encyclopedia on it or giving them 3 more demonstrations is going to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's a serious physical constraint. For example, what you're talking about, maybe their puck control is so horrendous that there is no chance that they are looking off and thrusting their weight with the weight shift and not screwing up that drill. Or, some of those backward inside edges, their internal rotation is not in a place where it needs to be to look smooth,
right,
to be able to do that. So, therefore, do you always have to regress when a drill is too challenging? Too challenging. Whereas with your session today, they're going down up and down the goal line. They suck at their head up fakes. But then you do a shooting drill that is head up fake this way, release. Head up fake that way, release. Okay, now you have a puck retrieval and you're trying to do your salesmanship to pass the corner, pass the point, or carry it yourself. Even though they blew it at the start, do you have to then add in an additional 10 minutes of reps to be like, no, make sure? Or do you just show them something else where they keep doing the same thing? I did like pretty much a private lesson, which again, like you can't just really brush it off when a kid sucks at something if you're doing a private. So I do first drill and I'm doing banks behind the back off the board. And like, the one side's easy when the puck's on the forehand and you do a backhand bank. The other side's usually a little bit trickier. But I'm doing it with 9-year-old kids. Not easy at all. I showed them some different progressions to work on their stops and starts as they do it and some different fake passes. Completely abandoned it. Later, when I was doing a one-timer drill, it was bank behind the back, pass to your partner one-timer. bank behind the back, pass to your partner one timer. And at that point in the session, a lot of successful repetitions.
Mm-hmm.
At the start, it was like, I don't know, 20%. Odd time on their easy side, they could do it. The other side was just horrendous. They would like bank it and like turn with the puck.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I didn't regress it and turn it into an encyclopedia of how to bank the puck behind your back. Kept going with it, and they figured it out. Not that that is the solution all the time. You can definitely regress things and show them in a different way, and
Well, we've talked about how bad it can be when a coach will blow it dead.
About the 10 minutes at the whiteboard. Get all of the kids waltz into position to start the drill. Second repetition. Hold it.
Bring it in.
I wish I could say that we're just making it up, and it's just like us thinking that happens, but we have seen that happen too many times.
100%. And there's people who, see what we're doing and scratch their heads, and I'd love to hear what they think, quite honestly, because
love to hear that.
There's a ton to learn for sure. We're figuring it out, Spinner. You got anything else to share tonight?
Not really. I didn't do a question comment of the day. I think question comment of the day, how about them Olympics?
Mm-hmm.
What event just gets you going? Is it some of the classic, a little 100-meter dash? Is it Simone Biles just doing things that look like they're not physically possible, just jumping off the ground, doing 3 flips and twirls? Crazy. Me?
There's a wire.
I was fired up for the women's soccer. I was really hoping they were going to pull through after overcoming the deficit. But weightlifting, can't wait to see some guys throw a solid 400 pounds over their head with it all on the line. Very good sport. A lot of courage, obviously a lot of strength and power. But I would say mindset-wise, where they have to set their weights to intimidate their opponents, and then they got to step up and make a lift and try to add on more weight 2 more times, or potentially screw up and then have all that pressure that you have to get under the bar. Great sport.
The pressure is something else in the Olympics, isn't it?
It's the best part. Seeing
there's nothing like it.
There's really nothing like it. And it's so, like, you think about what a Stanley Cup is to all those NHL guys, and they're, especially in our eyes, they're front and center with the cameras. You know all about it. But these people, like, their network and their community, it's like such a special thing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Like, we don't know anything about these swimmers. So like Summer McIntosh, for example. But like all the different coaches that she's had, obviously her parents, her family, all that type of stuff, like it's such a special pressure moment for them that I think is like, I don't know. I shouldn't say it's bigger than the Stanley Cup, but you know what I mean? Maybe it is bigger than the Stanley Cup.
Maybe. Yeah. You know what? I see it like this. When I look at hockey and golf, which have been part of Summer and Winter Olympics recently, sometimes I forget who the most recent Olympic winner is.
Yeah.
Unless it's Team Canada or a golfer I really like, or you know what I mean? Like, as a hockey and golf fan, the Olympics is kind of like, it's not top of my mind.
Yeah.
But it's not like that. And maybe I'm the only one who feels that way, but it's definitely not like that in, like you're saying, Summer McIntosh swimming or something. It's like, it's the thing.
Yeah.
It's the thing. Like I think I heard Scotty Scheffler won the medal.
He shot 62 today.
He's got shot 62. Look, amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you right now, if it was the Masters or if it was the US Open, I would have been dialed in, sitting in my chair watching today.
Yeah.
And so that's my point about where it is in that sport. But yeah, there's people who watch Summer McIntosh swim in this Olympics and then never anywhere else ever.
Yeah.
So it's like the opposite.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Good
point. But I'd love to hear from you guys. And for anyone watching right now, you guys are the best. I've gotten a lot of support at the rink with people saying, "Oh, I watch. Oh, that's great. Love what you said. Love that support. Thank you for everyone watching. And we'll see you guys next time."
Yeah, this is the one time I'm not wearing my hat, but my favorite support that I've gotten, Spencer, is seeing some of the boys rocking the Bob and Frank hat to the rink.
We need some more lids.
Yeah, all of them. Shout them out, Max, Titan, and who else have I seen wear the hat? Russ, Matthew. I'm going to run out of names, but I've seen a lot of kids wearing the hat. It's pretty cool to see him wearing the Bob and Frank hat.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Good job out there. Nice to see that you're running some sweet sessions. I think
you know
what? Next episode we have a special guest.
Whoo! Yes, we do.
Hockey analytics specialist. I'm not gonna, give too many spoilers away, but it's gonna be a heck of an episode. That's gonna be coming at you soon. And thanks again for watching.
Talking
good
stats.
Morning to
it's
you.
Gonna be good. Good morning.